Hi guys and welcome to another FIFA 23 SBC video. It is Friday, it is 6 PM and it is Rulebreakers Team 2. Not a fan. I think I've said this a few times over the past week now during Team 1. Don't like Rulebreakers, didn't like it last year, don't really like it this year. Team 2 seems to have a better set of players. You know that Ribery, Ramos and Thiago are in there, which is much better than Team 1 where Calvin Phillips and Ronaldo were the only ones of note as far as I'm concerned. But we're being given another one of his player pick SBCs, Rulebreakers Becker. Never heard of him. I'm going to assume based on the name he plays in the Bundesliga and that he might be German, but I might be completely wrong with that. So a player pick choice to see what you can get from him. He's got two segments to him, but I just find it mad, why is Rulebreakers two teams? Why wasn't ones to watch two teams or road to the knockout two teams? I just feel that they're better promos and they just offer more in terms of content, but and also I think EA would have done better financially from it, so I think it's a bit of a weird one from that point of view as well. But he's there for the next week, so we'll have a look at his card in a second because you can't view it through the SBC. You've got to go into the concepts to be able to see it, which is a bit frustrating. But an 83 rated with 285s needed. And then 84 rated with 280-60s, and it does look like he plays in the Bundesliga because you have to put in one Bundesliga player into this segment. So I'm trying to think, would he play maybe for Union Berlin? I'm not too sure, but it could be an interesting card, this one, and to see what kind of rating they give him. So yeah, an 83 with 285s and an 84 with 286s needed to be submitted for him. Let's go and have a look at this card and see what he is like. Obviously, we had the David Alaba SBC, which was terribly priced. It was so expensive, so I'm hoping that this one's going to be a little bit more affordable. Interesting, so he does play for Union Berlin. I'm trying to think, what flag... I'm usually good on my flags. I'm going to assume it's an... I'm lost. In Burkina Faso? Suriname. Okay, I've never ever... I don't think we've ever had a special card in FIFA that is the nationality of Suriname. I don't think we've ever seen that before, ever. But that's pretty cool. So I think that's the first ever that we've seen a special player from Suriname. Okay, here we go. At least we're able to view it here. I don't know why we can't view in the concepts. But yeah, I'm pretty certain this is the first ever special Suriname player that we've had receive a special card, not just in general player from Suriname. But I'm pretty certain it's the first one to ever receive a special card. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so here's a striker. Now, the differences in stats are on pace and dribbling. Oh, you've got to go for the final one. You've got to go for the one on the right, surely. Although saying that, doesn't the one on the left... I feel like if you went with the one on the right, he can't be lengthy. He can't have the lengthy body type player trait movements or whatever they call it. And I think the one on the left can. So despite the one on the right on paper looking far better, because let's be honest, there's only 4 less pace between the two cards, but the dribbling difference is a 13 plus dribbling difference. If this was last year in FIFA, you would not go with that card on the left at all, and you'd 100% go with the card on the right. But I just have a feeling, and I might be wrong, because I know that players like, Haaland, who's a lengthy player, people like that informed Solarov has been fantastic in foot champs for many people, who in previous years would be absolutely terrible, just like 84, Solarov is fantastic. And I just have a feeling that Becker card can then be used as a lengthy player or to have that particular player movement trait or whatever they want to call it. And based on that, you probably want to go with the card on the left if that is the case. And actually, some of the other stats are different. Okay, it wasn't just those two stats. So their passing and physicality is different. So the one on the right having more physical and more dribbling, but less pace and less passing. I prefer the one on the left. If you can have the one on the left be used as a lengthy player and you can check to see that a player is lengthy by going onto Futbin and seeing on Futbin, if you go and have a look at the different chem stars that you can apply to people, you can then see whether they become an explosive player, a controlled player, or a lengthy player. Ideally, you want your players to be lengthy. Controlled can be alright. You don't really want to have explosive players in your team. I think, as mad as it would be to say, because you'd never say this last year, and it's kind of like the Alaba card last year, because Alaba's card on paper actually looks really good from his player pick SBC, and if it was last year in FIFA, I'd be recommending you to do the David Alaba SBC. This year, I'm not. If this was last year, I'd be saying probably just avoid this Becker SBC, but this year I'm saying definitely do it and probably pick the one on the left, because it doesn't require too much at all. So that's what we've got going on there. We'll have a quick look as to what is in the objectives for today. So we've got De Jong, who's received one from the Eredivisie, and then you can get a player pick here for, is it just players on loan? Yeah, Fakir on loan, and then what's the group rewards? And one of 3 Rulebreaker players on the 7-match loan. Not very exciting, but I suppose it's there to still, have a go at using some of these Rulebreaker cards. And then let's have a look at the news and have a look at the full team for Rulebreakers Team 2, not for Road to the Knockouts if it's even going to load. If not, we'll just finish off the video. But on the whole, it's actually a really good SBC, really good value for money. But at the same time, I don't really tend to see that many people using Bundesliga teams. And certainly based on the nation issue and club issue, as good as Union Berlin have been this season in the Bundesliga, ultimately no one expected them to be as good as what they have been. And they don't really have the best team. So you literally, to get them on chemistry, need to have a full Bundesliga team. Otherwise, I don't think you can get the team onto full chemistry. Like, I genuinely don't. So that is a bit of a downside to him. But Ribery, fantastic. Thiago, really, really good. As is Ramos. Havertz is exciting. Payet, Sissoko. Esputan is pretty good. Meunier, Avila, Lacroix, Ivan Toney, and Emil Smith-Rowe. So there's quite a few good options there to be able to go for. I think Team 2 looks better than Team 1 personally. Good to see a lot of Premier League representation. I obviously would, is there any players from La Liga apart from Avila? No, there isn't. This is a heavily dominated Premier League squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the, I think it's 11 players on that screen are Premier League players. But from being a Premier League fan, I'll take that. I'm absolutely fine with that. But anyway, guys, that'll finish up this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.